Welcome to Cooking with Kingsley. Today we are going to be making mashed potato, chicken and veggies. And with me today is Kristen. Kristen is my good friend. Both of us have lived down in U-Haul. Both of us have moved around, residence, Picani, and now up in the village.
So today we're going to be cooking a very easy meal that will be accessible for all people, even with a limited kitchen that you might have in U-Haul or residences from first year. And we'll just step you through it and show you just an easy but delicious meal.
And we promise all you need to know how to make this food is if you can read. If you made it into university, you can actually make this meal. We promise. What you first need is a box of mashed potatoes. Nothing too fancy, just a basic brand from Walmart. I believe it costs $1.20 or less than that even. And then that you need a whole kind of gravy, right? Because I don't like eating dry potatoes. You?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. So like a 70-cent kind of gravies gets the job done. And then here we have some chicken breast. This is just two basic pieces of chicken breast all thawed out. And we have some like frozen vegetables right in the fridge. So it doesn't matter if you have fresh vegetables, good for you. But here we like to cook on a budget, minimal cost. So we have the frozen stuff, you know, the bigger, the better. Really easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, just this many. So like, listen, even if you cannot cook, even if you have no prior cooking experience, you can make this. So all you need to do is just be a human being, basically, because if you made it far into school, you can actually make this. And our first step into the whole shenanigans, even as I like to call it, because cooking is fun, is to slice up the whole chicken breast into little bits and pieces. Even if you live down in U-Haul, we know that you don't have a chop board, but a plate works, counter space. Just make sure it is a clean spot and make sure you like clean up after making chicken because, you know, contamination and stuff. A simple knife gets the job done. You don't need anything fancy. So far, the knife can just cut through. That is all you need. Kristen is actually getting our veggies done, and this is frozen veggies. It's been pre-cooked. Toss it into a pan, put it up on a stove. Yeah, and that is all you need to do there. And now that our chicken is actually beginning to like steam up and pan fry, we are now gonna put in a couple of spices in it. Black pepper, you know, just the basic black pepper, you know, so we're just shaking a little bit of it in there. Seasoning salt, always to add flavor to it, you know, just shaking, not too much because you don't want your food all salty and weird, right? And then a bit of chili pepper because I like spicy food. Kristen too, just to some medium, not like devilish spicy hot, but like yeah, just like some shaking a few stuff. And then yeah, just like stir it around. It is actually looking good. Things are boiling through, that the chicken is beginning to like go from pink to like signs of white. That means you're halfway there, but not there yet. And then Kristen's veggies is also looking good too. And now we will now go on to our last component of the meal, which is the mashed potatoes right now. So like Kristen is actually going to walk us through on how to make it with the different ingredients needed.
All right. So we do need milk for the mashed potatoes here, as well as some water. Now with these mashed potatoes, it's important to get your portions right. So right on the back, there is directions. So we need 1.5 cups of hot water. So we're gonna measure that out first. So grab your measuring cups, don't eyeball this, make sure that it's very accurate. Otherwise the potatoes will come out not quite with the right consistency. So
this is just what 1 cup look like, you know. If you can read 1 cup, that is just what you need only. 1. So like that we have our pot here, 1.5 cup, you listen, said Kristen?
Of hot water,
okay.
You betcha.
Of hot water. Yeah, and here is your 1.5 cup of hot water.
Now reading on, it says we need 1/2 cup of milk next.
Okay.
So we use brand new. It doesn't matter which kind, if you have 2%, 1% or skim, they all work the same.
There you go, the 1/2 cup of milk.
So if we look inside of the box, we have 2 packets. Now this is 2 different packages, so we can make 2 meals from this. So we're just gonna use 1 today. The instructions is only for 1 serving, so that's all we need is 1 packet. All right, so now we need to put this over heat and let it boil before we add the package in. So we're gonna bring it over to the stove here. Turn on our heat and just give it a couple minutes, but make sure that the milk doesn't burn, so it wouldn't hurt to stir it up a little bit. So just stir it up so that the milk doesn't burn. Now with the potatoes, if you'd like to add a little bit of butter, just for a little bit of flavor, you can do that as well.
Any kind of butter is good.
So here we just have some margarine.
Yeah.
We'll use this margarine today, just to add a bit of flavor. This you can eyeball, you can just use as much as you'd like. So if we look here, I've just used a little bit less than a tablespoon of margarine. I don't like it too buttery, but a little bit of flavor is good. So if you just look here, that's about as much margarine as I'll use.
Are you excited for this meal, Kristen?
I am getting hungry. This is gonna be delicious.
It is actually beginning to turn out real well. 80% of our food is done, vegetables done, chicken done, mashed potatoes almost done. What are we missing? The gravy. You need gravy on everything. So this is a cheap kind of gravy, all you need to do, easy to make. Open it up with a can opener. I hope you do have one. If you don't have one, I don't know, you cannot cheat out on this one. So just crank it open, get a pot, just any small pot, nothing to be added, and just scoop it out. So all you need to do is just pour the gravy into a pan. Yeah, this is some turkey gravy. It brings back memories of Thanksgiving and Christmas. And once you just pour it in, it all just dumps out, and then turn on your stove to medium heat. You know, gravy is in the pan, just simmer it, give it a few minutes, 5-10 minutes. Chicken, mashed potatoes, veggie, gravy. 95% done, limited time, budget meal.
So right here we have our meal. Would you like to give it a try?
Oh my gosh, yes, that looks really, really good. Okay.
So here we can see we've got our vegetables, a good portion of them, very healthy. Delicious chicken. You can add more seasoning if you'd like, give it a taste, add what you like. Kingsley approves. It does look delicious. And of course, our mashed potatoes that Kingsley tried. Would you give it an A+?
A++, 4.3 GPA scale, Thank you for taking the time to watch our show. This has been Cooking with Kingsley. See you next time.